Anxiety in the alleyway got you tripped up? Well, guess what? There's a way to overcome that. What's up, everyone? I'm Amber, and I have yet to figure out what this even is, but again, we're gonna just keep rolling with it. Before I get into today's video, I wanted to make an announcement that I'm going to be uploading react videos to every single round of the NFR for the barrels every single day. So if you would, just go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I upload those videos, because I'm not sure of the exact time I'm going to get to upload those videos every day, because I still have to work and I have to record and then edit and then upload. But they will be uploaded every day, even if it is midnight. So, the alleyway. So many people have asked me how to overcome their anxiety and their nerves when it comes to making a run, because that's probably the one thing that so many people struggle with and so many people relate with, which is that anxiety and that stress of, what if I knock a barrel? What if my horse blows past the barrel again? Basically just the overall stress of what could happen in a run, and that kind of gets in your head and it messes with you quite a bit. And like, not only does it mess with you, it messes with your horse. It has a complete negative effect on both you and your teammate, your horse. First off, there's 2 points to this. There's the one point that so many people claim, which is just simply not true, that when your horse hears your name being called, like say your name's Becky. Becky, you're in the hole. They think that that horse knows their name, and so therefore that horse starts to act up. This is simply not true. Your horse does not know your name. Sorry, not sorry, it does not. What is likely happening is you hear your name. You think you're fine, but in reality, that little bit of nerve that you have after you hear your name, your horse picks up on that, and so they are reacting to you, not because the announcer called your name. Horses are prey animals. They are very attuned to their surroundings. So any little change in energy, and especially when it comes to like their herd mates, right? So you might not necessarily be a herd mate, but you are a part of what they are connected to, and they are deeply connected to you. And so anything that you feel, they're going to pick up on that. If you're angry, they're going to feel it. If you're sad, they're going to feel it. If you're happy, they're going to feel it. There's nothing that these horses, energy-wise, cannot feel, because instinct has required them to feel that. So if you want your horse to calm down in the alleyway, you first have to calm down in the alleyway. Find your zen. Now, to do that is something so incredibly simple, yet incredibly hard to achieve. And that is developing mental toughness. Now, when people ask me how I overcome nerves in the alley, or if I feel nerves, honestly, I don't. I never have. So I always kind of thought like I was the wrong person to ask, but in a way, I'm not, because I have developed a deep level of mental toughness throughout my years, just watching the people around me, seeing how they react to different stressors, and me not wanting to partake in their reaction and just having these overreactions, basically. So from a very early age, I didn't even realize I was doing this, but I was practicing what is called stoicism, which is you try to diminish the reactive side of your brain, because even people have a reactive side and a thinking side, just like horses do. We can think a little bit clearly, and we are more critical of thought than horses are, but that does not mean that we do not have a reactive side as well. And so early on, I understood the importance, not realizing, but I understood the importance of taking control of your reactions to minimize bad outcomes. Because if you are simply reacting to something rather than calmly trying to think through it, you're going to end up in some pretty sticky situations. How I went about that was simple, and it took a lot of time to develop. Again, I didn't even realize I was doing this until looking back at how I was going to talk about this video and how I was going to help people overcome their anxiety in the alley. It made me deep dive and think very deeply about how I developed this mental toughness when it came to like stressful situations. that does not go without saying, that I still struggle with that, especially right now, dealing with the stress of moving from Kentucky to Oklahoma and really not having any source of income. But that is something that I'm currently working on. And believe me, I totally get it now. I really do. I totally understand. So how do you develop this thick layer of mental toughness? One, you put yourself into situations that you know you can overcome, but is mentally challenging. It is difficult to do it, but you know you can overcome it. Like, you know you can finish a run. Is it going to be pretty? Are you going to knock a barrel? Is your horse going to knock all 3 barrels? Are they going to blow past every barrel? Who knows, right? But you know you're going to be able to go in that alleyway, make the run, regardless of how it comes out. You're still going to be able to make that run. And in all honesty, it's when you start overthinking that run. It's when you start thinking about knocking a barrel. It's when you start thinking about your horse is going to duck the second barrel for the 5th time in a row. It's when you start thinking about all these negative things that can happen. That's when those negative things happen. So it is incredibly important for you to just stop for a minute. Think about what could go right. Maybe this is the 5th time in a row that your horse is going to knock that second barrel over. This might be the run where they don't. This might be the run where you get your own personal record in an arena. You never know the positive things that are going to happen, but you can guarantee all of the negative things that are going to happen if you constantly think about those negatives. There are some professionals out there that have their own way of dealing with anxiety. One is like counting down, taking deep breaths, different like calming things that they do that help them overcome their own anxiety. Again, these are things that have not worked for me, and I hear that they don't work for a lot of people who really struggle with anxiety, who have really severe anxiety. So one of the things that I can tell you is, you just have to push yourself through. You know you can get over it, right? You know you can overcome this. You just have to put yourself in those uncomfortable situations and learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's something you need to keep in mind too, is that every time you give in to your anxiety, that pull, that anxious pull becomes stronger and stronger. You want to build your mental toughness. So how do we build that mental toughness? By not giving in to our anxiety. You have to build that muscle of mental toughness by continuing to do those mentally tough things. Because again, if you do the opposite, you're going to build that muscle of anxiety, and it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse until you just give up completely. So if you have been following me on social media, then you may have heard of the instance where my mare Tari, she passed away here beginning of this year, that she flipped over on me in the alleyway. I was pushing her to go in, and everyone was telling me, oh, it's a training issue, but my gut was telling me something else was wrong, because she used to just walk in flat-footed. And then she just developed this issue over the course of like 3 months. It was very sudden. And so I was doing what all these professionals were telling me to do, even though my gut was telling me, no, it's got to be something within her gut that is causing her these issues. And she refused the alley, and then she flipped over on me. And a lot of people in that instance, they would be too scared to get back on that horse. And mentally, I knew, like, as soon as that happened, I immediately knew the importance of, I have to get back on her. Regardless, I don't care how bad I hurt, I have to get back on her. And I did. I got right back on her, and I just tried to walk around. I scratched around. I wasn't going to make the run, but I wanted to let her know that that was not okay. And I had to do it mostly for myself, to make sure that that little twinge of anxiety, that little teeny muscle, I did not let that muscle build. I had to continue that mental toughness that I had been developing by making sure that that mental tough muscle was nice and strong. So when I did eventually find out what Tari's issues were, which was just severe ulcers, the poor thing, we got her ulcers taken care of, and I took her to a show, and she walked right in the alley and she made a run. But I will not lie, that very first time when I took her up to that alley, I struggled a little bit, not because I was scared of her flipping over, because I was scared of her refusing even just a little bit, because then that would tell me that I'm not on the right path. I did not figure this out. But when she just walked in, made a clean run, I think she placed like 3rd out of the entire show. That is what really helped me continue to build my mentally tough mindset versus letting anxiety take over. The biggest takeaway, though, was I knew I could overcome it. I knew I could do it. Whether she was going to refuse or not, I knew I was capable of doing it, but it was mentally challenging for sure. And honestly, that is all it is. When you get into the mouth of that alley and you feel your nerves start to build, your anxiety start to take hold, just take a minute. Stop and think, you can do it. You've already done it. Already, like, imagine the run you want to have. You've already won the race. That's all you got to think about. You have already won the race. You just have to go in there and claim the damn paycheck. There's no, just like with horse supplements, there's nothing magic that's going to solve your issue. The best thing for you to do is look at the root cause. What is that root cause that is causing your anxiety to flare up? Is it thinking about knocking a barrel? Is it your horse doing something bad? Who cares? Everyone's horse does something bad, okay? Even if yours does something bad regularly, don't even think about it. Don't think about being embarrassed or nothing like that, because you know you can fix it at home. Like, that's the thing too, is if your anxiety is building up because you know your horse is going to have a bad run because he has a bad run on a regular basis, just stop and think, okay, well, if he has another bad run, I can just fix it at home. I just fix it at home. No big deal. All of these things that we worry about, especially with our horses, tack, whatever, all of these things can be fixed. Is it tough? Yes. Yes, it is very tough. But that does not mean it cannot be worked on and it cannot be improved. So the key takeaway I want everyone to get from this is put yourself in situations you know you can overcome, but are mentally challenging to overcome them. What are you doing? I know! It's snowing outside and you're old. You're just gonna have to deal. Gosh. She's meow. She's 15, so she's staying inside for the day. So anyway, if you like this video, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe. I will be doing more videos like this in the future. And again, I will be recording and uploading reaction videos every round of the NFR. Again, I don't know what time frame I'm going to get to upload those videos. I'm hoping I can record like in the mornings and then have them uploaded by afternoon or evening. But if I do have to trim, because I am a farrier, I will more than likely be recording in the afternoon and uploading in the evening. But it should be good fun, and yeah, I can't wait. It's going to, this year of the NFR is going to be lit. So I guess here in the next couple days or so, I will be seeing you guys every day for 10 days. So until then, work hard, stay misfits. Mwah. I love you.